Hello everyone. Today we will see in the Excel VBA the conversion functions. We will go to the developer tab, and from that in the Visual Basic, here you can see from this module that is renamed as VBA value. So we are going to see the value function. Under this procedure, we are declaring the variable RNG as range. Then we will set that variable this workbook dot worksheet sheet 1, that is from the sheet 1, and the range is from A1 to A5, from A1 to A5 from the worksheet 1, that is set to range. Then we will assign a string to the range RNG dot value. We are assigning that into the range as value. That's why the RNG dot value. Then we will run this and we will check this out. You can see in the A column from A1 to A5, that is printed as welcome to the world of VBA, that is printed as values. In the another example, we will set cell value using VBA cells property. We will assign this text VBA is flexible to this workbook dot sheet 1 in the cells row number 1, column number 2. So row number 1 and column number 2, that is B1. So in the B1 we will assign this text. So this text is going to be assigned in the cell value. So let's run this. You can see that is assigned in the cell 1, 2. In the next example, get cell value in the VBA. We are going to get the cell value. We will declare the variable get value as variant. Then we will assign to the variable this workbook dot worksheet sheet 1 from the sheet 1 range A1 dot value. Value from the range A1. This is the range A1. And it says welcome to the world of VBA. We will read these things. So value of A1 from the range A1, that is going to be assigned to the variable. Then we will get the variable in the message box. So this is the method of get the cell value in the VBA. Let's run this. You can see we will get that cell value in the message box. Next one, we will see the CDBL, convert to double. This is the procedure, declaring the variable as integer. Then we will assign to the variable. Then we will get that variable in the message box. Let's check this. You can see this is 785, but here that A is 785.456 likewise. This is a decimal number, but we assign the variable A as integer. So always integer number will give the whole numbers in the output. So here B as double, the same number we are assigning to the double variable. Now we will get this in the message box. You can see now we can get that the full number what we assigned here, that is double. Now we will convert string data type to double. We are going to convert this string data type declared here. Then we will convert to double. Then we will declare another double variable as convert. Then we will assign this number to the string variable, that is A. Then we are going to convert this string variable to double. So CDBL, convert to double. So this string variable is going to convert to double. Then we will assign to that in a double variable that is named as convert. Then we will get a double variable in the message box. You can see the string variable will be converted to double, and we will get that in the message box. You can see whole number is here. In this second example, that is already assigned to a double variable. Then we can get the full number. In this case, the number is say string, assigned to a string. Then we are converting to double. Let's check the last example. Here A1 as integer, A2 and A3 as double, also sum as double. A1 assigned by this number, A2 assigned by this number. So A3 assigned by 12.45 is converted to double. Then we are assigning to that A3, that is a double variable. Now we will get the A2 plus A3, both are double variable. We are assigning to the sum, that also double variable. Now we will get this in the message box. You can see 24.98. That is the sum of 12.45 and 12.53. If we put A1 here, we will not get the sum of these two. Let's see. You can see that is 24.45 because A1 is an integer variable. If we convert the number to the double as it in the line, then only we will get the actual number as sum. Let's check another module, another function, VBA. Well, here we will declare the variable a as variant. We'll convert this one to the value. Then we will assign that a variable a. Then we will get the variable in the message box. You can see we will hit the whole number 112233. You can see from the example, same as the plus rebel one, the 111 is equal to plus 111, both the same result. When we convert to value, we will get the result a as 111. In the another example, you can see that is minus 111. When we convert this to value, the result will be minus 111. You can see this is 11 a.m. You can see when you run this, that is 11, because when we convert to the value after the numeric value, it will ignore the another data types. So here you can see in this example 5, that also 11, because in the sixth example you can see that's a date. It will consider only 0, 6. After that is not a numeric value, so it will convert only until 0 and 6. You can see in the last example, the non-integer value is starting here, so the result will be 0 when we convert it to value. That is the conversion of value. Now we will see another conversion, convert to string. From this module you can see convert to string. We are going to convert a variable to string variable. Here we are declaring a boolean variable, the variable name a. The a variable will be assigned by true or false we can assign because a is a boolean variable. If the a is assigned by true, then we will set the data type. What is the data type of a? Then we will get that in the message box. You can see the data type of a is boolean. Let's change this to false. You can see now also the data type is boolean. Now we will change this to some another text. Now we will run this. Variable not defined because a is a boolean variable, but this is not a boolean. That's why the data type variable not defined. Now we will reset this. In the another example, same as boolean variable is declared here, and when we get this, the message box that will be boolean. Here we declare the string variable b. Then we will convert that a to the string, that is convert to string. Then we will assign to the string variable b. Now when we get the b in the message box, the result will be root, the same text, but the data type of b will be string. Let's check this. You can see first of all this data type will come, that is boolean. Okay, in the next message box that is root, in the next message box that is string. So boolean variable that is converted to string variable. In another example, a as integer, b as integer, we will assign this number to a. Then we will convert that a to string variable and we will assign to a string variable. Now we will get the b in the message box, also the data type of b. In the result first message box it will be 255. In the second message box that will be string. You can see 255 and string because this integer variable converted to string. Let's see the last example. A as date, b as string. We will assign this data to the a, then we will convert to and we'll assign to that b. We can get that in the message box also. We can set the data type of b. So this data variable converted to string variable. You can see that's the date, 1st January 2019, and the data type is string. We'll check another conversion type, VBA character, from this module. The first example from the seed one in the range D5, we are going to assign the character number 77. Okay, let's run this and check the range D5. In the seed 1, here you can see that is M. So character 77, that is M. We will run the second procedure. Some characters we are assigning in these ranges. So let's run and check this. You can see this one is character 34, this is 37, this is 47, and 57, and 140, 128. You can see from the sheet number 2, these are the ASCII value or the character code value for the numbers. Let's take another example. In the sheet 1, in the range D3, that is this one. Here we are going to assign name. First of all, this string, then person, then character 34. Let's check what's the character 34. Then the string, then person, the character 34. Then there's another string. So when we run this, we'll check this. You can see the characters 34 is a double quote. If you want to write something within the double quote, then we can use the character 34 after the %. Let's run this. You can see this is character 153. This one we will assign in the D1. So result, you can see Google TM. Let's check the another conversion CDate, conversion of date. Here you can see the input as string, format date as date, these two variables declared here. Then we will assign to the input this date. Then we will convert that input. This date will be converted to the date. After converting that, we will assign into a variable that is a date variable. Now we will get the date variable in the message box. You can see September 1st, 2019. This string variable is converted to date. Then we are assigning into the date variable. That is a conversion of date. Here you can see another example, date 1 as date. Then this number we are converting into date and assigning the date variable. These all are date variable as declared here. This one converted to date, assigning to this. And this is the time value, converting it to date. This is 0.123 converted to date. Now we will print in the immediate window, debug.print, that will be printed in the immediate window. To get the immediate window, shortcut is Ctrl G, or else we can get it from view menu. From the view menu, we can get it from here. Let's run this. You can see from the first line, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 converted to date. So that is October 18, 1933. This date, you can see December 3rd, 2045. This is the time value, right? Hour 0, minutes 10, second 0. So 12:10 a.m. This is 0.123. You can see here. Hours 1, 2:57:07. That is a.m. That also a time value. Now we will uncomment this. You can see this date also a date variable. Now we will convert this to date, ABC, to the date. When we convert this to date, you can see the result, runtime error 13, type mismatch. This is a string. We can't convert this to date. Now we will see the next one, double, declaring the variable a as integer. Then we will assign to that a. Then when we get that in the message box, as we already know, integer will give the whole number. So result will be 1. In the second example, you can see we are declaring the variable a as single. Here the same number we will assign to a. When we get that in the message box, you can see here we will get 1.234568. After the 6, that is 8. You can see, but we gave the number 1.23456789. So data type single converts the fed decimal value into the nearest possible decimal value by last digit number conversion to nearest value, which would be less than 5. Okay, but the double value will give the actual assignment. A as double, when we assign this to the same number, we are assigning to double variable A, it will give the same number. That's the difference of single and double variable. Now here I as integer, I decimal as integer. Two integer variable declared here. So within for statement for I is equal to 1 to 10, we will assign that cell value to the variable I decimal, integer variable. So cells I comma 1, I is the row number, 1 is the column number. In the column 1, column A, the value will be assigned to the I decimal variable. Then we will get that I decimal variable in the C3 in the column 2. Now we'll go to the C3. This is C3. You can see here we have some numbers. This is for this procedure. This VBA double 4. So when we run this, the whole numbers are in the result because these numbers are assigned to the variable I decimal. Then we are assigning the I decimal here one by one. In the another example, same as this, I as integer, but I decimal is as single here. Here that is integer, here single. From the fourth column, we will assign the value, that this one, to the variable I decimal as single. Then after that, we will get the I decimal in the column 5. So let's run this. You can see the same number, 10.09873. That is assigned to the single variable. So the result is 10.098. After that, from the fifth decimal, that is 5965. In the double variable, you can see here I as integer, I decimal as double. So from the seventh column, that is this one, we will assign to the I decimal, that is double variable. Then we will get the double variable in the eighth column here. Let's run this. You can see this value assigned to a double variable. Then we will get the double variable here. The exactly same number will be here. When it is an integer variable, the nearest whole number will be here. When it's a single number like this, from the fifth decimal, it will change double variable. The actual number will be, that is the double variable. Let's see another one, convert to integer. You can see, let's take the 1.2 and we will convert that 1.2 into integer and we will get that in the message box. When we convert the 1.2 into integer, nearest whole number will be there. You can see in the message box, it is 1. The next one, A and B declared here, A as string and B as integer. We'll assign to the A from the seed 4, that is seed 4 here, the range A1 value. Value of range A1 we will assign to A, that is in the A1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we will convert that A to the integer. After that we will assign into B. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be converted to the integer value. Let's run this. The same number will be there because the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already assigned to a string variable. Now the A is string variable. Now we are converting into integer. A as long, B as integer. Now we get a decimal number from the user using input box that will be assigned to A. Then the user will type a decimal number. After that we will convert that A, that a decimal number, to the integer. Then we will assign, then we will get that in the message box. Okay, let's run 12.548. Okay, 12.548. The nearest whole number is 13. So the number you entered is 13. That will be in the message box. Okay, in the last example, A as long, B as integer. Here we are using the on error go to X. Here we are getting the decimal value same as previous example from the user. Then we are converting that A to integer and assigning to B. When we get that in the message box, you can see if the user enter a decimal value, this will be run. Then after that, sub procedure will be exited. In other words, if the user entered some other things rather than a decimal value, then it will go to the X. From this line on a go to X. Then message box, the value cannot be converted. Let's say this, we'll type 12.583, then the result will be the number you entered 13. And after enter, click OK, sub procedure will be exit. Let's run this again. We will type some string. You can see the value cannot be converted. So this is not working. After that, we'll get the error. That's why it is going to the X. Then in the X message box, the value cannot be converted. Okay, let's check the another one. Convert to long. When you convert that to long variable. So here value as long, we will convert this number to long and assign to a long variable. We'll get that in the message box. You can see 35150 because the variable will be a whole number. Declaring the num as string, new num as long. So this one we will assign to the string variable num. Then we will convert this string variable to long. Then we will assign the long variable. So here we are converting the string to long. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one is a string. Then after converting it to long, we can get the long variable. The third example, num as string, new num as long, as it is earlier. This is another number assigned to string variable, then converting to long, and we are assigning the long variable. Let's check this one. Here you can see runtime error says overflow. This is large number, we can't convert to long because that is an overflow number. Let's reset. The last one, convert to decimal. A declared as integer, assigning to A. When we get that in the message box, as we know, the whole number will be there, nearest whole number. The second example, A as variant. When we assign to the A and get it in the message box, we'll get the actual number. In this case, the variant will be act as double. Here, A as variant, we will convert this to decimal. Then we will get that A message box. The actual will be there. A as variant, we will convert this to decimal, a big number. Let's try this. This is very, very big number. Okay, let's check this. That one's also correct. In this case, A has double. So we will multiply these three numbers. Let's check this. That also correct answer because the A has double. Okay, these are the kind of conversion functions we can use in the Excel VBA. Thank you.